All right, so Dalamil is the last place we have to go. That's where we'll head next. And we'll push our... Oh, it's right there. We also have a hunt to do. So before we do that, we'll do the hunt. But we'll do that when I get back. I got to run to the restroom real quick. Hold, please. We're at the Dalamil Inn. But first... I can't read what I wrote. What does that say? I don't know what that... I wrote down where this is. It starts with a V, and then it could go any number of ways. I think it's gonna be down. Vamer, there it is. Like it looks like V, and then it just. That's all. That's all I see. You're liking the seltzers. All right, there you go. Which ones did you get? There's a couple different samplers that they have. What makes sense? We'll go here. Puffback, lemon lime, cherry cola, and orange flavors. Oh, okay. Interesting. I have the retro tie dye ones. The blue is for whatever reason fading out, but yeah, these are super good. Like them a lot. New cherry flavored Luxardo. I don't know what that is.
Oh, my finest.
Good girl.
Okay. I think I know exactly where we're heading. Ooh, there didn't used to be enemies here. Heading the right way? Yeah. It's the one down there. Not that one. Veer to the right here, and then it's like a straight shot. Cherry cola one actually tastes a lot like cherry cola so far, with alcohol in it. Nice. There's a cherry limeade in the sampler that I have that's pretty good. It tastes like cherry 7-Up. I could dig it.
That'll do, girl.
I think there's my guy. The 10 of clubs. You say lucky, but so does bad for you.
Not the god's forsaken soul, eh?
Nobody wants that.
Only those who have nothing.
Ooh, he follows that attack up with another attack. I cannot see. Yipes. Yipes. Wait him out. Slow. Uh-oh. What's that do? Okay. Jill got rocked by that thing. All I could hear were her screams. Yo, bud. Yeah, wait, why doesn't he have an or why doesn't he have a club? They blew it. Good point. Oh, I didn't want to do this. I gotta finish up with that Bahamut ability. Whoa. There's two parts to that one. Yeah, we're not doing nearly as much damage as before we switched from Bahamut. I think it's time. It's the point of the game where it makes sense for me to maybe better strategize out what my. If I'm facing a single enemy, I probably shouldn't be using Bahamut. Bahamut seems to work really good for groups. Doesn't make a lot of sense otherwise. At least the abilities that I have so far. I haven't spent a lot of time upgrading much with Bahamut yet, so
more similar than he knew.
a little hard to say if that's true or not, but all right, we'll go back here. So the only two hunts we have remaining are both S ranks. Atlas kicked the shit out of us last time we tried, and we're probably not ready to do that again yet, but at least we know where they are. Well, that's not true. We don't know where one of them is.
Sid.
I bet Bahamut's pretty sweet.
Appears much
Once I get him
more
upgraded.
formidable than your uncle.
Upgrading's going a little slower than I thought.
Should I be worried?
You haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalamil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago.
Any idea where they went?
The desert's a big place. Your guess is as good as mine. But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns.
What did you say to me? What did you say?
Ah, as if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalamil's little problem. And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair
Yours are
point,
80.
see?
Mine are 100
You won't
calories.
have wasted much of your precious time if
With
you
those
fail.
Canadian
Just
calories or
across
what?
the courtyard.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
All right. In we go. I dig it's just fat. Oh yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, 100%. We put sugar in everything. It's like government mandated.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better
Obviously.
off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandits' ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Victor. What's he doing here?
Sid. And Lady Jill. What brings you here?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalamil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as Costness. It's these accursed skies. The darkness is enough to drive a man to madness. Or an entire city, for that matter.
We're still working on the skies. But in the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to Dalamil's problems.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
It's quests like these that show me that this game was developed by a team that's been spending a lot of time on an MMORPG. There's been a couple of instances, this is another one, where these main quests have been real lulls. Just things that really don't offer, they don't add anything to what we're doing. It's a definite valley in the game, and it's got some ridiculous peaks, like very, very high points, but then it's stuff like this where I'm just like, I don't care. I just want to move through
My
this.
predicament?
What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good reason by the sound of it. But if left to smolder, that anger and fear could set the entire town alight.
My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided, we are vulnerable.
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy target.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
Well, if it were my namesake,
Your eyes are closed.
he'd let them choose for themselves and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. But perhaps that realization would be enough to make them question the ingredients. While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will countenance the other's proposal, it may still be possible to make them doubt their own before presenting them with a third option.
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves. Why fight each other
When all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits.
It appears we have a plan of action. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly. I'll speak with Natalie.
As you wish.
Your faces are not well known in this town. That may prove useful. Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talking. You need only play along.
Play along.
What he means to say is yes.
I'll still be really high on the game. I don't know if it'll be the game that's at the top when the game of the year, when it's time to make that decision.
Poor bastard. Couldn't run because of the weight of his load.
But
Still, better a branded than one of us.
I think it maybe finds a home in my top 5, maybe top 3 Final Fantasies. So I don't know. Well, we'll see. We still got a ways to go. I'm by no means disappointed. There are things that I'm like, I wish they would have done this a little different.
With you as captain. Here she is. The Lady of the Spear herself. Conrad. May I introduce you to Jane, commander of the Red Wings.
Final Fantasy IV reference.
Mercenary guild in the Free Cities.
A pleasure, my lady.
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canver to inquire about a contract.
Victor says you told him no. That there aren't any men left to hire. Is that true?
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just from us Red Wings. You know of the 7 high houses. There must be 2 score swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad,
Duck's a mean
are you
game.
saying that Dalamil's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblooded striplings? That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men than you yourselves?
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with.
Yeah.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you called the brightest candle in the crypt. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not Sid. Well played, my lady.
Yeah, I'll be curious. The things that I don't know. I want them to. We all want different things, right? For many people, this is their favorite Final Fantasy ever. Whether they've been with the franchise forever or if they're just kind of new to it, or maybe they've just played the last couple entries. So I don't want to fault. I don't want to say they're wrong in what they've done with this. I don't think that at all.
I mean, it may still be possible to buy.
One of the things that I love about Final Fantasy is that every game is so different from the prior entry. So I hope that the next entry is completely different. I hope that they do go, something completely fantastical. There's rumors that there's a Final Fantasy IX remake as well. I'd love to see that world. We obviously have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming at the beginning of next year and stuff. So even if I'm not crazy about it, what a time to be a Final Fantasy fan. I love that they're gonna continue to do right by the series. What I want from the next one, I have no idea because I love how varied each entry is. Nero Cassidon, how are you? Welcome in. Thank you for saying hi. Hello to you.
Ah, here he is now.
Yeah, there's people that like Final
Please
Fantasy VIII is my favorite
allow
one,
me to
and I'm like,
introduce
that's
Lord
not my
Underhill
favorite
of
at
Randalar's
all.
prestigious League of Merchants.
Lord Underhill.
Now there's people that don't like Final Fantasy VII.
At your service.
I love Final Fantasy VII.
Underhill.
Playing Death Stranding.
I was just telling the good lady of
Priming
our
up for the second
conversation,
one.
my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital's stores.
Lubor says
Sprinkle in a
that
bit more
not
12.
only
See,
are
I
the
don't want 12
granaries
anywhere in these
almost
games.
empty, but
that's
that
that's
war
the
and
again,
the
that's how
blight
different it
mean
is
This
though.
season's harvest won't be enough to fill them for winter.
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher than most commoners can afford. It is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is worse than I thought.
Shut up, Bark.
If what Lord Underhill says is true, I fear we have little hope of supplementing our stores, meager though they regrettably are. And while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellicose citizens from seeking vengeance, I sense Conrad is not wrong in his assessment of the bandits' likely return. Which means that now, more than ever, we will need to secure what little we still have. Food, weapons, herbs, everything. If our humble town is to endure not only this hardship, but those that are certain to follow, we must stand united.
All right. If it will help to protect my home, I'll do it. But you needn't have gone through this charade.
We did bad.
Thank you, Clive. Your performance was nothing if not workmanlike.
She saw right through it.
I didn't say it was good, merely that it produced the desired effect. Now, my scouts should be returning shortly. Meet me back at the Briar's Kiss, and we shall see what we face.
I'm not convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely.
But there's definitely things in this game that they could have cut out. All of this is
Conrad seemed quite
one.
taken
I get
with
you want to have world building. You want to show the state of affairs in different areas, how it affects, how it's related to the disintegration of the Mothercrystals and stuff. But
I'm ruined.
there's better ways. I don't know.
Good news, Sid. Both Conrad
Good
and
news,
Natalie have
everybody.
somewhat gracefully accepted their new roles. With time, they may even learn to.
Time no longer appears to be the luxury it was before lunch.
I take it your scouts found the bandits.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. It appears they march for Dalamil as we speak. All of them.
You're not serious.
They don't just want food, they want the whole damn town.
I have a favor to ask.
Of course
I'm
you
told
do.
the bandits march in two groups, one from the south and one from the desert, in a move doubtless intended to stretch our already gossamer-thin defenses.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert. But what of the rest?
The rest, my friend, the city shall fight. Together. The stakes, I concede, are high. But if this does not unite Dalamil, nothing will.
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their hands around each other's throats but a moment ago.
Then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied. And I do mean us.
I thought you might say that.
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
And we will do the same.
Like, this sequence right here is probably the most, disconnected from the game that I've felt. Where I just... going through the motions, trying to push things forward to get to the next thing that I care about. And that may sound, negative and stuff like that, but it's just, a game is... It's a pretty rare feat for a game to have me completely enraptured the whole way through. Games are gonna have this. That's fine. I'm not mad about it or discouraged by it, but it's just I'm just calling out specifically that's what this area is to me right now.
I'll take that one.
have a tornado. Everybody. Why did it not hit all of them? They're standing right there. Or they were lying right there, I guess. Okay, stop. We can't even see anything. Oh, that's the only guy left? Oh no, new enemies. Okay, good. The Sultan? Yeeps! Quick, cast it. Oh, he like spit in my face. Don't miss that attack. Oh, he did it again, you son of a bitch. All right, guys. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so we can't cast it until it gets to 1. I don't feel like we've leveled up in a while. We're getting close.
Could they have held out?
Everybody's dead.
I don't hear any fighting. What do you think?
Everybody's dead.
That we should hurry.
Why? Everybody's dead. Oh, they're fine. Kiss her.
Natalie, I owe you an apology.
Good enough.
You did well out there. The inn would have been lost had you not held the line.
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, Conrad. You saved Dalamil.
We all saved Dalamil.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both have.
I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either. Pity.
Yeah, we killed the Sultan.
Plan worked, Sid. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty bandits at our gate.
Come now, Victor. Why quibble over the details? We are united, and that is all that matters. As for you, Sid, you fight considerably better than you act.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Okay, so the 3 main story quests are done. Past 1,000 renown. I'm glad we're through those. I am. I'm excited to see where we head next, because that was not a high point.
For now, at least.
Return to the hideaway and speak with Otto. We could go to the hideaway, but should we go peruse? No, where are we? That's Balkland. The woods by the Crystalline Dominion. I don't remember there being woods anywhere. This was all. Well, okay, maybe. Nope, those are deserts. Republican Gate. What is this stretch of land? Where? Okay, it's weird that this was part of the. I don't know if I have the description right. Maybe it's over here somewhere. I don't know. We're not going to worry about it right now. It's an S ranked. We'll have to find it later. I put Woods by Crystalline Dominion, but I assumed Crystalline Dominion. I don't think that's right. We do have some more renown. Let's go read our new message. Did
you see the pair that got hauled into time?
Ooh, and check our new scarf. Front and center for Wade's scarf. Wow. Word from Northreach by Isabel. You have the town's thanks for helping rid us of the thralls, but we are neither of us so naive to think. Some of the way these words are put together just feel goofy. Of us so naive to think that we have seen the end of their like. Good Felipe has taken to seeing that we are prepared should the ghouls come once again calling. But I oft worry the rank of captain has begun to weigh heavily upon his shoulders. Just, as I imagine, the same might be said of you and your burdens. But remember, should the weight ever become too much, you needn't stand alone. Our hearts and our arms remain ever open, as do the Vale's doors. How fares the rest? The Guardians are getting along with the axes fine enough. This is from Martha, by the way. Working to shore up the rest's walls when not clearing out what few threats remain down in the reeds. Though, chances are we'd still be neck deep in Akashic had you not given the Horde your firm but gentle nudge. I know you've a realm to save and all, but if you're ever in need of a quick reviver, come see us and we'll tap you a cask. Flames Burn Bright by Wade. You have an uncanny talent of showing up where you're most needed, my lord. Without your steel, I fear the rest would be in the hands of the Akashic and us but more of their nameless numbers. However, with the Horde now both thinned and fractured, we Guardians can focus our efforts on putting down the smaller packs without worrying of being overwhelmed, while Martha's blood axes can return to defending the Tor. As for young Oscar, you will forgive my sudden request for taking him under your wing. He's a good man, attentive, polite, hardworking. So as you can see, he already has learned everything he can from me. He would do well to continue esquiring under more worthy shield, and the realm has none more worthy than you. In Dramatis Personae, Lubor. The Guard and League have put aside their differences for the time being, allowing us all leave to sip our snake spit in relative leisure. Sounds gross. For that, I would hazard we have your better half to thank. She put on quite a performance. As for yours, well, from one aspiring thespian to another, might I suggest working on your delivery, and your projection, and those stiff limbs of yours, and your countenance, and, well, everything else. We wouldn't want to do the name Underhill a disservice now, would we? I don't know. It wasn't that bad. All right, we'll go get our renown reward, and then we'll talk to Otto.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
What are you talking? Okay, I gotta know what this guy sees. He says it every time we walk by. What do you see? Point it out to me. What do you got? What is it? Who lives on that tiny little island, by the way? All right, well, you're not going to tell me.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. It's not true.
Is it, Clive? The world can't be ending, can it? We were struggling before the skies went dark, but now I can't imagine how we will bear it all.
So much already.
When will it be enough? It will end, won't it, Clive? Not a lot there.
Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Paul lifted. 1,500 ability points. Let's go. Let's go.
All
Sharp
yours.
Fang, Steel Silk. All kinds of crafting materials I simply do not need. I'm kind of astounded as the game goes on by
Ken,
the
I have more for you.
weird crafting rewards. It just, nothing makes sense. What do we have for abilities? Kind of a lot. What? That's mastered. What are we using right now? Let's... Not that. That's mastered. All right, if we... Well, we can't do that. That's too expensive. That's too expensive. Summon multiple light expected familiars that attack any enemy on which Clive uses. Fists. Step forward and deliver a blinding flurry of high-speed punches, blocking enemy attack with a step forward. The step forward increases the potency of the following. Okay. I should wait and grab their specials, their ult. Oh, we're actually close on Titans. Huh. We'll hold off on the rest. Except I'm going to equip... I don't know how I feel about Impulse. I don't think we're going to keep Impulse. We're going to go Satellite instead. Alright, Otto.
Was wondering when you turn up. Had ours from all our friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How is it you always manage to arrive at just the right moment?
Video game.
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for Mothercrystals. The nations are still in chaos. And the skies are still the colour of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on. So...
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part, but you take my point. Now's not the time to second guess yourself. Now's the time to visit the infirmary. Talia says your brother's awake.
Thank you, Otto.
We'll talk to Yashua.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this,
Dion was there
he
too, that's
sought
right.
to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'twas not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care, I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since.
Yeah, where's his handler? What's her name?
Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose.
Handler's
for
probably
whatever
not
reason,
the right word.
it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you. even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements. But you, Clive.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. But they do not end there.
Right now, Alpha, go crack a drink.
The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind.
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. This is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
I mean, to be fair, he thought he was dead already. No harm, no foul, right? Oh, gross.
Joshua.
That's a lot. That's a lot of blood.
Clive, it's Gav. There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
Like so? We've killed so many of them.
Well, what's the short of it?
I thought Tyre told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
Vodka Red Bulls, Bird.
Well, they're all right for now.
Just get twisted.
They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Yeah, no, probably don't drink that.
What a coincidence. Tabor is
I
exactly
used to drink
where
it back
I
in
am.
college, but
Joshua, bed is where you should be bound.
it's like liquefied candy. You say that like it's a bad thing.
You don't think I told
No,
him
not
the
for me either.
exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree.
You're just making that note now, Bark?
But thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant.
That should be on the
Stay
cover of your
in Tabor
notebook.
if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive.
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I still do energy drinks over coffee, but I've switched to these. Where's the camera? Celsius? I don't know. I mean, it's probably still not great, but at least they seem to be less murderous
What
than
will it be
others.
today?
Oh, you drink rain? Okay, yeah. That's to me. That's like still a lot.
What is it that you wish to learn?
Nothing. I'd like to learn
One must
how to get rid of
understand
the red
one's place in
dots
the
and your
world.
yellow dot. All right, what do we got? We got side quests, which we might start collecting, but we're not gonna probably dive into. So those are done. What else we got? Just one new one. It's like the Pack. A team of curse breakers traveling through Tabor to the fields of Korava were met by a group of hunters from the village who warned them not to stray too far from the main road. For in a gully not far hence rested a pack of wolves that even such practiced hunters as they would not dare to wake. That even such practiced hunters as they would not dare to wake. God, these sentences are just, they feel like they need punctuation in places. They probably don't, but they're just hard to read. Despite the fine luster of the animals' pelts, too many of their friends had succumbed to temptation only to be torn limb from limb. South of Tabor in Dalmatia. Guano. Does anybody else immediately think of Ace Ventura 2 when they hear the word guano? When nature calls? If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you need to go watch that movie. Us old people, absolutely. God, so good. I haven't seen When Nature Calls in a long time. I haven't seen either Ace Ventura in a long time. I should watch those movies. I should watch those movies. Guano makes me think of Mikey.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be...
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
Who's Mikey?
It's not who, but what. Mid-scales, the ones she made for her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared. Which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
I don't know what that means. Allow me to help.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it just might. Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly.
Okay.
They were in the atrium when I last
Fair
saw
enough.
them. As always.
Alright, well, we're gonna probably just go around and collect all these side quests. Got a sneaking suspicion that on Monday, when we return to the game, we're not done yet. Just cool your jets. But when we return on Monday, then we're gonna have a lot of side quests to truck through.
You put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it. I need a hand with a recipe.
Sounds good.
Are you
Say
sure
hi to
it's
your
me you're
bro.
looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
I'm all the cook will be needing. Thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, right? Oh, and perhaps your sword.
I'm not grinding side quests. I'm doing them all.
Right?
I haven't missed
Well,
any yet.
Despite the look of the thing and that awful stench, people wolf it down. So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself. Had a peek at the book and gave it
Oh,
a go.
we're
but,
cooking again.
Well,
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped. Yvonne had the same problem.
Did he die?
yeah, but this is my blooming kitchen, and I will not be outdone.
He must have.
So if you don't want
No,
to be seen
he
as
was
playing
here.
favorites, I suggest you lend me a hand.
Or was that back at the old hideout? I don't know. I did help Yvonne.
I've never been one to play favorites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand. So, what's on the menu this time?
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of a name, innit? Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Thought I'd followed it to a T. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not, given the rancid mess they made.
Yvonne said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
Well, that's a question for a scholar, wouldn't you say? Perhaps you know of one?
You're looking at him.
Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Oh, no.
Fine. I'll go and speak to Harpocrates.
Harpocrates.
Perhaps he'll know something.
Hey, right.
And if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that. Lest we forget, you've got a reputation to uphold.
Baby you, baby you. Okay, we got 2 more to grab. It looks like we have another Stolas. Read. I was wondering why it felt dark in here, and during that last cutscene I was checking, and it looks like we're gonna get some rain. Some weather. Oh, speaking of which, special weather statement. What's that say? A humble request. Strong thunderstorm. Sebastian Rutherford. Master Clive, I apologize for this sudden and untoward gesture. Circumstances have forced me to seek immediate aid, and there is none other to whom I may turn. Your most esteemed Lord Uncle has presented me with a task most vexing, and I fear I am wholly unable to perform to his vaulted expectations, namely due to a marked lack of martial aptitude on my part. To wit, I am but a manservant, not a mercenary. While I maintain the fitness ample to attend to the needs of a manor, to the attending of bandits in back alleys, I am sorely ill-equipped. If it please you, my lord, prithee come and see me at Martha's Rest, where I shall proceed to explain my predicament in full. Indubitably.
Rutherford.
I hate that guy.
Wasn't that the name of my
Just because of how he
manservant?
writes.
Why would he be at Martha's Rest?
Henceforth to hither then. Got here. Alright. It's like we still got more to do here. Out behind the blacksmith there's another one. Goots!
What am I gonna do?
Ask about skies. I reckon these skies are enough to give anyone the collywobbles, but I'm not going to sit around hanging my head and twiddling my thumbs. Did enough of that back in Twinside while you were busy fighting that horrible dragon, and then that even horribler one.
But no more.
From now on, I'm going to do what you lot do, and properly pull my finger out, no matter how much my knees are knocking. What are you talking about? Can't have Nan and Blackthorn thinking I'm a great big wet blanket now, can I? So don't you worry about me. You just stick to what you do best, saving the world. Ugh. Most RPG trope you could have squeezed in here. Eye for an eye.
Is everything all right, Goots? You seem more discomposed than usual.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle.
To be fair, I don't think I've ever heard that word
Nan
either.
might be in trouble, and she's...
It's all right. You can tell me.
Nan is Karen, right?
There was a trader came by. One of our usuals, like. Said he'd heard some rotten rumours about her down Dalimil Way. Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't done out. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue lashing. She'd never give your tongue a lashing, though, would she?
Sounds weirdly provocative? I don't know. Not afraid of a lashing. That sounds even
Don't
more.
worry.
What are we getting up to here?
Oh, thanks, Clive. You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding.
Ayo? Say what? And I think that's all the quests here. The rest of the markers are, I think, to push quests forward. Not mistaken. Yeah. So, okay. Well, everybody, that's where we're gonna wrap up today's little streaming session. We'll go talk to Harpocrates here at the beginning of the next playthrough, which will be on Monday.